Good morning and welcome to the very first Champion of Champions match at the 2025 Nationals. We're indoor today, so we're being a little bit more quiet as what we usually are. Hopefully my voice doesn't project too much, but we have got a brilliant contest in line for you or in store for you. Jack McShane up against Rob McMullen, the US Open champion. Rob McMullen up against the man that's pretty much won everything there is to win over the past year in Jack McShane, the young 20-year-old. He's not quite 21 yet, and he is an absolute superstar of this sport already, the here and now, not just the future. And Val Febo, my name, alongside me, Connor Munnings. Connor, welcome to you.
Yeah, thanks, Val. Good to be here. Much better than outside in the indoors, nice and warm now. I didn't even bring a jacket today, so it's going to be...
Still wearing pants.
Yeah, it's going to be a great contest. We talked about the here and now with Jack McShane, but Rob McMullen, he's had a storied career in Tasmania, been state rep for, more than 200 games, played for the Tridents. He's done it all in a Tasmanian perspective.
And he started pretty well here using those aero defiances, Rob McMullen.
Yeah, could be a big count here. Looks like he's holding 4 from our angle.
Great to have your company wherever you're watching around the nation or the world. Jack McShane has got that one in. Has he made one? And he certainly has at the end. Or has he given the mat to Rob? No, he's made one. So the New South Welshman on the board to start proceedings here at the Champion of Champions. 21 up. And killed ends, they're part of it as well. And Connor, no time limit. So we could be out here for a very long time.
Yeah, we know how long Jack takes on the mat. It's not a bad thing. It's him just going about his routine, which we've talked about the last few days with the juniors. We don't see as much now. They're very quick on the mat. They've grown up watching people like Aaron Wilson, Corey Wedlock, Aaron Sheriff. They're super fast on the mat.
They are. So we have got a plethora of matches for you today. 3, in fact. Katrina Green and Natalie Lewis up next. And then we have Brett Wilkie and Max Kleinig to finish off the day. But this one, the results from last night, we can go through those as we kick off this second end. So the first round, Jack McShane and Ali Forsyth. What a contest. 21-20 to Ali Forsyth. Brett Wilkie over Lee Such, 21-2. Daniel Baker beat Sean Robertson of Tuggeranong, 21-19. And Max Kleinig beat Rob McMullen, 21-14. So on top of the ladder at the moment is Brett Wilkie. Kleinig, Baker and Forsyth follow. McShane 5th, McMullen 7th. The women's side of things, which you can all have a look at the live scores on BowlsLink, results.bowlslink.com.au, or the BowlsLink app. Of course, make sure you download that. Natalie Lewis defeated Katrina Green, 21-11. Ray Simpson defeated Kylie Lavis, 21-11. Colleen Orr defeated Lorraine Donny, 21-14. And Karen Galia of Western Australia defeated Adele Pursehouse, 21-16. That's a good win over the AO over 60s champ. Is the BowlsLink app. You can download it the App Store or Google Play. Rob McMullen currently holding one, streaming inside today, as you mentioned before, Connor. First time streaming on a blue rink.
Isn't for you?
Yes, no, I've always been on green.
Hmm.
That's grass or whatever. Bit of weight coming from Jack, and he's missing, so all dead ends to be replayed.
Yeah, both games from these two last night were very high quality. Jack McShane went down an absolute thriller against Ali Forsyth. 21-20, I think the lead changed multiple times towards the end. Ali Forsyth led most away before Jack got the lead, but the New Zealander was able to clinch it in the end.
Apparently Jack held game multiple times.
Yep. And then Robert McMullen against Max. Jack hits the shot. Could be holding 2 now. Yes, Robert McMullen, the start of his game against Max Kleinig was very high quality. I think most bowls were within the foot of the jack before Max just got the ascendancy at the end.
So that'll do for Rob. So red paddles for Rob McMullen, blue or green paddles for Rob McMullen, blue for Jack McShane. So 1 apiece after 2 ends. So much more quiet in here. Greens. Well, this indoor green, we had a bit of a roll on it on Sunday, Connor. It is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It's very nice. Yeah, there's not much I could fault. Or there's nothing I could fault. Really. Maybe except for the echo.
Well, yeah, knowing me, I do. Yeah, my voice can project, so I'm doing everything I can to try and be quiet.
So Jack, holding solid 2. Yeah, it started us off in the third end. Rowdy just struggling to find his weight in this longer end.
What can Jack McShane conjure up here? We know that they come back. It's all weight dependent now. And that is... I reckon it's just done the job. It's pretty close.
I reckon it's done it. It's interesting, when we were on the grass green, I reckon it definitely would have been just hit this. But you've probably got 2 options, whether the draw to cut it down or drive. It looks like Rowdy's lining up. Rowdy's got it. He's got the kill. So we'll replay that end. no respots for the champions. In the under 18s, the last 2 days, we had the respots, so it's not as vital to cover that tee anymore.
It is a little bit of a difference, yeah. So replaying this third end, Jack on the mat. Releases now. So Jack McShane down 2. Rob McMullen in a pretty good position at the moment. Nathan, think we've tested it. We think it's okay. We'll nothing we can do about it now, but we might have to have a look at it going into the second stream. But should be okay for the majority, if you can bear with us. And comment about McShane with his setup on the mat. I don't think that's going to detract too many people from the sport.
No.
This guy is one of their most humble individuals, and he possesses an abundance of quality. And I think it's not about the routine of the shot. It's about what comes out at the other end, and what comes out like this one right now, if it has the legs. Just doesn't, but this kid is the future of the sport. And I know if you're trying to grow a minority sport, it doesn't matter what their routine is. Look at Novak Djokovic with his ball bouncing. The guy takes about 30 seconds before he can actually serve it, and he's still one of the greatest of all time in tennis. So it's all different. Rafa's pre-serve routine was as long as anything, and he had that OCD thing with his water bottles. Yes, Federer was quick, but everyone's different.
And just even look at sports like AFL. People have their routines when they're kicking for goal. Not everyone kicks around the body straight away. No. Some take their time.
Remember Ahmed Saad from St Kilda?
Yep.
He ran from the defensive goal square from full back all the way to full forward to have his run up. So I don't think a pre-shot routine is going to be the reason it's going to detract people from watching and growing a minority sport, because it's the person behind the delivery. And it's the quality of the delivery that they produce. And I think the more methodical you are, you might be more successful. Who knows?
And the quality of balls is better. So there might be a couple here to the Tasmanian. It is. So Rob McMullen hits the lead. 3-1 after... Well, it doesn't matter about the ends. So he's first to 21.
These matches untimed. And yeah, another comment saying that rugby league and rugby union players can take up to 2 minutes to take a set shot.
Yep.
The AFL's only sort of fixed that in the last few years where you had 30 seconds, but, you know, with the shot clock that they've brought in. So, you know, it's each your own. Some people may not like the longer delivery because we are so used to watching your Aaron Wilsons and your Corey Wedlocks, your Aaron Sheriffs, but absolutely nothing wrong with how Jack McShane prepares. And he still makes his time at the shot clock as well, so at BPL.
Someone who like me who likes to play replays through our system here, it's much better. Someone having a long delivery, I've got time to play the replay. Whenever we stream Aaron Wilson, I don't have time to clip the replay and quickly play it in between deliveries.
Rob McMullen sending this one down. He's just come back from the USA. We spoke about that, winning the US Open. And just landed yesterday, he and his wife Jess with the 2 kids. Jess is here watching on. Saw her before, was having a quick chat. She said it was a wonderful trip. I know Scotty Marzoni, former American indoor winner, who played at the World Indoor Bowls Championships at Warilla in 2023, won the Fours event.
Okay.
So shout out to you, Scotty, if you're watching.
Yeah, splendid draw there from Jack. His bowls camouflaged in the green a bit.
Can we call it the blue?
The blue?
Yep.
The swimming pool.
The big blue. Actually, I think they call it the swimming pool here.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
There's a few blue carpet greens in Tasmania. There's one down at Howrah Bowls Club as well.
I know Brighton in Victoria has one.
Yep. Imagine like a yellow rink or...
I'd like to see it.
One day, a pink rink.
I know tennis courts they experiment a lot with their courts and what they do. I know there's a couple of pink and purple courts out there in the European indoor tournaments in, I think it's Marseille or Montpellier. I don't mind the look of them as for a broadcast point of view.
Did the blue court come into play in Australian Open because it was hard to see the green ball in the green court?
No, the green rebound ace would actually melt a lot of the rubber soles in the heat.
Okay.
So they had to change the courts, and the blue actually reflects the heat a little bit more. The green absorbed it. Blue more of a cooler colour than what green is. So
yeah.
And the rebound ace was causing absolute havoc in the heat. Speaking of tennis, Alex de Minaur's playing the ATP Finals at the moment. He's up a break in the third against Lorenzo Musetti. I'm excited. Just as excited about watching Jack McShane and Rob McMullen in this McMatch-up.
McMatch.
But no, it's really interesting that, the different colours and whether being on a different colour green can throw you off a little bit. I don't know about you, Connor. Does it ever sort of happen as Jack clears out the shot bowl? yeah, does it sort of throw you off?
Not too much. I have played on like Harrow synthetic indoor a lot, so I'm used to it. And it's a great bowl from Jack McShane there. We'll just watch the replay here. Played its absolute perfection to pick out McMullen's bowl.
Made 2 from it. So, scores tied once again at 3-piece.
The thing I probably find more difficult when I'm bowling is when you're on a green that has no lines.
Yeah.
That messes my head a bit.
So you wouldn't really like the Northern Hemisphere too much?
I haven't experienced it yet, Val, so can't comment.
I know that on they've just got the little spots where you put the jack, and that's it.
There's a few clubs like that down here in Tasmania. I just feel when the lines are there, it's just easier to judge where you're getting your grass from.
Of course, if you want to go and have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the highlights of the previous couple of days on Rinkside Live, you sure can. That's on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel.
So Rob McMullen just pulling up short there, so big opportunity for Jack McShane to make a number. He's holding 3. Looking to add a 4th.
Looking like he's going to get in because these bowls do start to turn. Look at the way that one's making its way in, Connor. Finishes nicely. So Rob sending his final bowl down. Can he save this? Starting to turn. How is it going to turn? Well, might have cut it down to 1 or 2. I think it is 2 to Jack McShane. And it is. So back-to-back multiples for the New South Welshman in his first Australian Champion of Champions experience. 5 shots to 3 is his lead. Yeah, so we will have a look at the audio at the conclusion of this match because it might be a little bit early, but we'll double check and see what's going on.
So much different to surface to outdoors. Been talking about the Tasmania weight the last couple of days, which is that trundle weight you're playing through the shot here, but this surface is so good. Runs about 16 seconds. 17-second grass line. It's very nice. So you don't really need to play that trundle weight as much. You can dead draw it. And you've seen there from Rob McMullen how to do it.
Looking outside, Connor. Looks nice and cold, 12 degrees, balmy. And I'm very glad to be in here today. It's beautiful indoor green.
Yeah, we got the under-18s outside, and I think the champion women's might be on rink 1 or the windy rink.
Yeah.
Or the windy green, I've dubbed it.
This is very close for shot. Jack has managed to wrestle it back. Very different, as we said, to outside, Connor, because you're not taking as much grass, having to put a little bit more oomph into the bowls. Got Lloyd watching on from Norfolk, which is in the same county as Potters. It's probably the most famous blue rink in bowls.
Yeah, definitely.
Love to get there one day, but they do play it in January, so I tend to be at the AO. Glad to have your company.
It's great to see more indoor rinks becoming the norm in Australia, especially in Tassie. 5-10 years ago, I don't think there was indoor green around.
Really? A lot of canopies being put up as well? Or just indoor in general?
There's no canopies in Tasmania. I think we have five indoor greens. So we have Devonport, Burnie. Burnie's a smaller green as well, so it's not a full size green. Howrah, Kingborough, and then Kings Meadows up near Launceston.
Well, if you've got a bit of time off over the next few weeks, make sure you get down to Devonport or up to Devonport, depending on where you are. There's an airport here, so you can fly down from wherever you are in the mainland.
There's a boat.
Spirit of Tasmania. Docks right in front of our hotel. Yeah, I was saying haven't actually seen it because it docks in, used to dock in Port Melbourne, so we'd drive past it a lot and you'd see it from the Westgate Bridge or Beach Road, but you don't see it anymore, docking in Geelong or near Geelong. As Jack puts in, would have been very close to 3, but I reckon it's a solid 2. McMullen making his way down.
How do you think Rob McMullen will be feeling? He's just come back from America.
I would say...
Had to play a game last night.
I would say pretty exhausted.
I haven't asked him whether he was supposed to actually come home early because he only went over for a family holiday. He's like, well, there's a bowls tournament on. Might as well play in it. And he reached the end.
He would have had to take his bowls with him, though. So I reckon it would have been pre-planned.
Yeah, but I wonder if he pre-planned staying that late or whether he's like, well, I'll book early so I don't expect it to make it all the way to the end.
Well, he's a pretty handy bowler. You don't play the BPL for nothing.
He is. He's in a good track here.
Trails the jack. That's a big bowl from Rowdy. And just to make one from it. Five shots to four in favour of Jack McShane.
Let's watch the replay from Robert McMullen. 2 down. Needed a shot. And he delivered.
Yeah, there's a comment about the comm games being indoor. Well, unfortunately, with the situation regarding the comm games, concessions had to be made. So it would have been outdoor, 100%, but the sports had to make concessions in order to be part of it and to try and minimise the cost because it was such a late bid from Glasgow to take it from Victoria. So sports had to be manoeuvrable, cost effective, and bowls is one of the most accommodating sports in the world. You can play it anywhere.
You can.
So, we can do anything in this sport, and if it means having a seat at the table at the comm games, then that's what we must do. So, yes, okay, you may not prefer it being indoors, but it's there, and I think we have to take that.
Yeah, and the players that compete in these tournaments, they won't be complaining. They'll know that's just what they have to do.
Yep.
They'll do their normal preparation, learn the rink, adapt to the conditions, and bowl the best bowls they can. So Rob McMullen has changed the length. Jack McShane was playing, shortened it up a bit, and he's put 2 right on it. Jack McShane playing a bit of weight. Nearly knocks out a marker, Michael Andish.
Rob would just want to add in another one here.
Still 1 for Rob. It's be interesting if Jack continues playing weight or goes more. Approaches sit to bowl. Looks like he's lining up again. It's a great hit from the young 20-year-old. So just seeing the replay. So able to clean Rowdy's out the head and secure the one. So that'll be one more for Jack McShane. So Jack straight back to the ditch length. His drives have been on target today so far.
Well, he does. I think that's because of his metronomic delivery. He's just so accurate because he puts himself into a gear. You know, like a laser, how they sort of straighten themselves out and sort of have to jig their line.
Yeah,
that's what he does. And look, yeah, the Commonwealth Games is obviously, there's a few comments about it, but it is very different to what we play usually. And again, it's just about this time around having a seat at the table. We don't know what it's going to look like in 4 years' time, or in 2030. We have no idea what it's going to look like. We're hoping that it goes back to the normal format that we've grown accustomed to. But of course, then in 2027, we are going to have the World Bowls Championships. So that's going to be at Leamington Spa in the formats that you all adore, like it was in 2023. It's just about making sure that we're there, providing a spectacle.
And you see so many sports adapt its format to fit the current times we're living in. And we went to a conference the other day where they were just saying people, when they consume media, don't spend more than 5 seconds looking at anything. They spend 5 seconds, then go to the next thing.
Yep. And that's where this vertical medium is becoming so popular on Instagram and TikTok. And, if I don't have time in the morning, if, say, there's a bowls tournament that we're following, or tennis, or if I've missed a game of footy, I'll go onto Instagram and I know that there's going to be highlights there.
Yeah. Even something like the KO Minis, they do. I watch them a lot, and especially for, I'd say, more one-day cricket and things like that. I might not have the time, or it's on a weekday when I'm
Test
working.
cricket.
Oh, Test cricket, I'm a bit of a purist. I nearly sit down for 5 days and watch all of it.
Look, I'm the same, but say if you miss a day, if you have to go out, like say if you're playing bowls all day,
Yep.
you can get home, you're not going to rewatch 7 hours of cricket.
Yeah. So Jack McShane, once again, holding two. It's become like a bit of a recurring theme this game, that either one player or the other is holding a big number and their opposition's needing to cut down with their last. And generally, they've been doing it.
Yep. Yeah, so you back Rob to find something here. He's gone with a bit of weight. If he can get a little bit of movement on this Jack, it wouldn't go astray, but that one's just going to hold out. So I'd say this is going to be 2 more to Jack McShane. And that's exactly what it is. So he moves ahead to an 8-4 buffer. And, you know, we make mention, Connor, that it's generally the first person that gets their double figures goes on to win. That wasn't quite the case in our last match yesterday between Ollie Morrison and Bailey Randall. Go back and have a look at those highlights on BA's social media channels or on BA's YouTube. It was... Those last 2 singles matches that we had yesterday were genuinely incredible.
Yeah. 2 cracking games, and that come from behind from Bailey Randall was something else. Especially at this level. Jack McShane just rolling the kid in a bit, so Rob McMullen has a chance to change the length here. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Jack seems to have the ascendancy on the longer ends at the moment.
Well, he's won 4 of the last 5 ends at the moment, Jack, so the momentum is well and truly with him, but you know, he's not scoring anything big. The biggest we've seen so far is a 2.
Yep.
Jack scored 3 of them. But, you know, a big 3 either way could bring the total or could bring the margin straight back, but this Champion of Champions format is so cutthroat. It's all about the shots. It's all about the wins. You know, if you can't win, your next best is trying to get to 20, like Jack did yesterday. Have a look at some of the live scores around the traps. Are actually sitting in a position where we can't see the other rinks.
Yeah.
So we'll bring those to you online and go to the live scores. Aaron Delaport has done an absolutely splendid job getting these sorted for us. We've got Brett Wilkie leading Sean Robertson of the ACT 6-5. We've got Lee Such leading Daniel Baker 13-4, so that'll be a good rebound for him after losing 21-2 to Wiz yesterday. Max Kleining leading 9-3 over Ali Forsyth. So this is the nature of the Champion of Champions. We've seen so many enthralling close finishes over the last few years. I remember, I think it was the event, the 2021 edition in 2022, or maybe the 2022 edition, one of those two, where Mark Knights had it in his grasp. And I think it was, I believe John O'Davis ended up getting it. I'm going to go double check the draw.
Mark Knights is actually here today. He's outside marking one of the women's games. He had a front row seat to the Jack McShane Ali Forsyth game last night. So Rob McMullen, going this way, he's seemed to really get both the weight and the line. We're going away from the clubhouse. It has been mainly Jack.
So it was the 2022 Champion of Champions, where Mark Knights lost his final game to Cohen Litfin. John O'Davis ended 6-1. Mark Knights ended 6-1. 46 or plus 46 on shot difference for John O'Davis, plus 45 for Mark Knights. And that was the difference.
Kicking yourself. How much did he lose the final game by?
Oh, no, he won it. I apologise. He had to win by... That's right. He had to win it by the 8-shot margin. John O'Davis, I believe, lost his... No, they were both winning. And then I think Mark had Cohen. Hopefully we can get an actual score-by-score here. No, there wasn't, but I reckon he was ahead 20-10 or something like that, and Cohen scored 5. It was something like that.
Oh, no, actually, I see Mark Knights indoors, so he's marking one of the men's game.
But it was close.
so hopefully he hasn't heard us. Sorry, Mark. Hope we haven't brought up some trauma.
We're being pretty quiet.
I know. It does echo in here, though.
It does. As we make our way down, that is 2 to Rob McMullen, so his second multiple, and 8 shots to 6 in favour of Jack McShane. So pretty close so far. It's actually just the second time that Rob's won an end in that direction.
What are the women's scores like outside, Val?
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at those right now. So Dal Pursehouse leading Lorraine Donny 11-9. Colleen Orr leading Karen Gailey up 9-7. Kylie Lavis leading Katrina Green 11-9. And Ray Simpson leading Natalie Lewis 9-4. So Ray Simpson
Dark horse.
having a really solid campaign so far. Beautiful win over Kylie last night. 21-11. The hometown hero, maybe.
Oh, she does play in these greens a lot.
Well, from Port Sorell's quite close, is it?
Yeah, I don't think she plays at Port Sorell anymore. I think when she won Champions, she played there. I think she's changed clubs now. I'm not too sure where she is, but it is very close. You can't see from here, but it's not too far. 10-minute drive. I see a lot of the posts in Devonport Country Club when they host social tournaments and, your Friday night social games, and Ray seems to always win them here.
Yeah, she's a pretty decent player, Ray Simpson. Rob enjoying a pretty good end so far. He's only won the back-to-back ends once. Jack has done it twice.
Yeah, Rob definitely favouring the shorter ends.
It's interesting, that sort of cat and mouse dynamic. One enjoys it shorter, one enjoys it longer.
We talked about Rob McMullen being a stalwart of the Tasmanian state side. They've got him playing 2 at the sides to Dylan Fisher. Pretty handy rink.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Jack McShane missing by the barest of margins. Probably couldn't put a piece of paper in between his bowl and the target. We've already seen in this game how much, I guess, the free spot means. Because Rob doesn't even bother trying to get back. He just tries to draw another one. Jack going again.
And he's cleared a few things, and that one stayed around like a spinning top. And that'll be 2 more to Rob McMullen. So we're tied up, 8 apiece.
What I've seen so far, I believe this surface is either a drive or draw. We saw Rob kind of play that swinging way before and just held out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It held out a long way.
Yeah.
Can't really play that Tassie weight in here.
No. Yeah, it's either you're drawing to Jack or nearly going straight down the middle as hard as you can. Maybe not as hard as you can, but controlled. And Rob, another great start on these shorter lengths. Handy reply from Jack. It's a bit hard to see at the moment on the screen, but Rob still holding the one. It's Jack's just in front of his second bowl. Get a bit of a better angle on the 45. So you'd set in between his two bowls. He's just holding the one at the moment. Jack's back one. His second shot.
Jack is not a mile away. Good line, but just, Rowdy's got all the momentum at the moment. Of course, this is a gateway event, so the winner of this will go on and play the World Champion of Champions unless it's Ali Forsyth, because he's a current New Zealand representative. We'll have to triple check that, but believe that, like the indoors of 2024, if Ali did win it, it would go to the best placed Australian.
So we'd still have a representative if Ali won?
Yes.
Yep.
So either if Ali has retired from New Zealand bowls in that time, he could go and represent Australia. Because like Jeremy Henry did at the indoors, he'd retired.
Yeah.
So he was able to go and play at the World Cup singles. Won it a lot of times too.
Jackie's not far off. Just didn't reach, so still one to Rob McMullen. And for the first time in quite a while, he hits the lead.
Yeah, that's the first time since the conclusion of N3 that he's been in front. 9 shots to 8, so getting to double figures. Neither of them there yet.
tell you what, Val, it's nice being indoors.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's been a great couple of days doing the under-18s, but
It has.
we don't have wind, we don't have rain, we don't have cold. We're comfortable.
We don't need to worry about cameras blowing over.
No.
We don't need to worry about our equipment getting wet.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It is pretty nice in here.
I was looking outdoors through the window. All the under-18s are rugged up out there.
Yep.
It's great to see all the supporters, their friends and family watching them. They've got the blankets. So Rob, once again, getting a great start on these shorter lengths and forcing Jack once more onto the drive.
And Jack has killed it, so we'll replay the end.
It went forward. We can watch it on the replay and see it go up the green.
Have a look at this. So yeah, just rebounded onto that Rob McMullen bowl, sent it flying. Almost interrupted the next rink. I think we haven't seen too many killed ends across the rinks like Ali Forsyth, such a big driver. And we haven't really seen him go for it on the next rink. Same with Brett Wilkie or any of the others.
We've seen two here.
So replay this end again. Rob McMullen, 9-8 in front. No time limits, of course, so they can take as long as they need. It's actually not too dark in here. It might look darker than what it is. It's pretty well lit.
They do have lights over the green. Are they on?
We're pointing upwards.
Oh, so they are upwards, yeah.
Yeah.
So the lights kind of point upwards on the ceiling, creating glowing energy or something like that. Bit of a halo effect.
Yep. Well, who will come out looking like a saint at the end of this?
Yeah, Rob, pretty handy. Jack really needs to win the mat. I think Rob's just found these short lengths and he's enjoying it. Even that first one of his, he's finished a bit narrow, but it's still a great starter. He's made the correction well. Can't get much more perfect than that. Rob McMullen, he's set one right on it, and he's got the back covered as well. Jack a handy reply, but if Jack is to make connection with Rob's bowl, Jack's only moving straight to Rowdy's other bowlers. To me, Jack's here.
Jack. I reckon there's one outside as well. So Rob McMullen, with all the momentum at the moment, he's going to come down and have a look.
He's well set up here. He's got shot, and he's got the back one if the Jack does cannon out. The shot on for McShane is on the back end. If he arrives in his own, he has got the chance to push out Rob and make a 3.
I think that might be what he's going for, Connor. But how's it going to swing? It's coming. Crashes into Jacks in the end, so it looks as though Rob McMullen might be the first into double figures.
There's a chance, Jackie, if he comes on his backhand, sits in his own blue,
could spell it up and maybe make 2 himself.
he can either sit out Rob's clean or push his own onto the Jack, and now he's got that behind one courtesy of Rob McMullen. Kind of makes the head a bit better for him. The key is he doesn't want to be too heavy, because if he's narrow and he gets his clean out of the head, he drops a big number, but he's played it with pretty good weight.
Jack McShane. Did he get it? I think he did. That'll do. Back on the board, that's what he needed. 9 all.
He was a bit fortunate, but he played it with good weight.
It was in the right area
Yeah,
what he
it was
was
the right
going
area.
for.
Yeah.
Would have liked to have hit it a bit firmer.
You take them.
Yes.
You'd like to play the perfect shot. It just looks a bit more impressive, but if you can get it like that, you're still happy, because it is one of the options he had. I always like to, when there's shots like that, I discuss with, if I'm playing pennant or 4s, discuss my 3 already options and make sure my opponent hears. So then if I do get one of those more fortunate results rather than the perfect shot, then like, well, I still called it.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I'm still playing for it.
Always got to be outward thinking.
Yeah.
Let people know.
Yeah, like if I get that one, that's a perfect shot, but I can get it there as well. And I can also get, if I tight go there.
Yep.
If I'm wide, I can get that one. And then I get the wide one. Well, I called it.
Yep. If you call a million things, you're bound to get one of them.
Yep. You don't look as bad.
No. That's actually quite smart. Learn a lot from you, Connor.
I mean, it's not going to improve your bowl's game, but it just makes you look better to your opponent.
Exactly.
When
Makes you look like a genius.
And you've seen Jack, he's gone back to the stitch length.
And look at how he started.
Yeah.
Look at how he started. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the Jack roll is proving vital in this game. Rob McMullen has been all over it in the short ends. And Jack McShane, ditto on the long ends. So Rob going down, having an early look at the head, which is a good call. also got the Para Nationals, which is underway at Burnie Bowls Club, which is about 40 minutes down the road here from Devonport Country Club. We'll
be there Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, we'll be covering from Friday, Saturday, and looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather has improved, so we'll be back outside.
I think it's supposed to.
So Rob McMullen, so his last bowl was looked to draw second shot, and he's finished the third, but finished in a very good spot because he's now bowl's kind of locked in. So if he wants, he can play the same hand, play a firmer weight, and his will lock in there. But as mentioned earlier, it is very tricky on this surface to play with that metre over. The other option for Rob is swap over to his forehand. And Jack's last bowl is just finishing about a bowl in front of Jack High. He's got the opportunity to sit off that and draw the absolute. Having a good look at this, Rob. Wants to make sure that he's 100% certain on what shot he is playing. Don't want any doubt in your mind.
It's funny, you've seen throughout this match that Jack is probably the one that's more inclined to play with a bit of weight, but Rob's gone big now. Hit it so hard that Jack's rebounded off the ditch back on. One bowl left each for the two of them. It's been a really even contest so far. Jack has had his fair share of close battles over the last few weeks. If you think about the Bowls Premier League, I think the last 8 or 9 matches that he played for the Melbourne Extreme went to a tie-break. Then a 21-20 to Ali Forsyth. Plays so much bowls. I'll be making his Australian Sides Championships debut next week, which is really exciting. To make that New South Wales Open team is not easy, Connor.
It's not. I mean, you can be a world champion like Jack is and still not cracking your stateside.
Yeah. Well, he's in now. Would have been a little bit ridiculous if he wasn't, considering the form that he's in. Almost won the indoors again.
He can come down to Tasmania, sure. Selectors could get a spot for him somewhere in that team.
So Rob trying that swinging weight again, so that'll be 2 more to Jack McShane, who wins back-to-back ends now, and he's into double figures. 11 shots to 9 is the score. Let's go through some of the other rinks, Connor, and see what's going on. Jump onto results.bowlslink.com.au. See the live scores.
You can see a couple of the scores if you do go into 45s here.
That's true. 13-3, well, that is Max Kleinig over Ali Forsyth, so that's quite impressive from the South Australian. Lee Such leading Daniel Baker, 15-8. Brett Wilkie leading Sean Robertson, 17-8. This one at the moment is the close one, 11-9. We thought it would be. And if we go outside, have a look at the women's event. Adele Pursehouse and Lorraine Donny. Well, Adele flying away now 20-9. I think she was behind at one point. Colleen Orr leading Karen Galia 12-11. Then Katrina Green leading Kylie Lavis 18-16, Connor. Ray Simpson over Natalie Lewis 11-8. So some very big storylines could be coming from the Nationals.
Yeah, Kylie Lavis, a previous winner.
Not just a winner, world champion of champions.
Oh, did she get the world champions?
She won both. So she won the Aussie.
And she did pretty well in it. So it's a pretty good opportunity for Rob McMullen here. Jack hasn't thrown the jack right back to the tee, so it's about 2 metres short of the tee, so a bit shorter than he has been playing and has been nailing. So Rob McMullen will be looking to win this end so he can go back to his preferred length. Fortunately, he has pulled up short with his first, and his second has also pulled up short. So Jack holding the 2 Jack high bowls, and if he can fix his grass with his third.
This is where singles can get away with you, or from you, because I saw it. I remember the first time I saw it was Lee Schreiner. I think he was playing against Tim Dowse back at Broadbeach one year. And Leroy he was down and then went tee to tee and just went bang, 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 game over. And he was in all sorts of trouble. I think 15-10 down.
Well, we had a good example yesterday.
Well, exactly.
Bailey Randall was I'd say miles down, but it didn't look like winning. Didn't look like winning. Ollie Morrison, like he had the win secured, but Bailey Randall just found enough of gear, and the Tasmanian didn't score again.
I saw Bailey last night. He was absolutely unbelievable. Or he was elated. Went downstairs and saw the Victorians coming back from Subway, grabbing their cookies, and he was very chuffed. And Jack McShane, he'd be pretty chuffed with how this is looking at the moment, because this is looking like he might have 4 to at least 3. Rob McMullen needs to either draw the shot or cut this down.
He doesn't like it. And these are the worst 4s to drop when there's still plenty of room.
Yep.
And you probably see 4s drop like this more often than when the opposition has 4 within 2 inches.
It might not be 4. He might have cut it down at least. Well, he did. But 3 ends on the bounce, and from 9-8 down, Jack McShane just pulled out to a 14-9 advantage. And this is the thing. If you lose in the Champion of Champions, Connor, you got to lose in a close one and keep the shot differential and the negative shot count at a minimum.
So play 7 games. I feel like if you do lose 2, it might be very tough to come back from there. So it's very, very important for both these players. They lost their first round matchup. Jack McShane lost 21-20 to Ali Forsyth. And Rob McMullen went down to Max Kleinig. Jack McShane, another great starter.
And that just with your first bowl, you can put the pressure on straight away.
Yep.
See, Chanel Shakouch has made her way inside to get out of the cold.
Yeah. Should be going watching her teammates are still playing down there. I can see New South Wales.
In fairness, I reckon I would have just stuck in just to say, oh, you know what, I've got to go fill up my bottle. Get out of the cold. Green 2 is probably the best one of the lot in terms of blocking you away from the wind. Green 1 is very gusty. The indoor green is just wonderful. Jack is, well, he's starting to hit his gears now. And if I'm Rob McMullen, I'm starting to get a little bit worried.
Well, that's what he doesn't want to get. Doesn't want to get worried. He's played at a top level for such a long time. I think he'd be good at that, clearing that all away from his head and just playing his bowls.
It's a weird BPL without Rob McMullen. He's given us some of the all-time great shots.
Yeah. Been stalwart of the Tasmanian side. Such a long time. Retired after Malama, BPL 21.
Yep. Dylan Fisher coming in and, well, pretty handy inclusion for Tasmania. There was that one night, I think, who was it against where...
Alex Marshall against... Moreton Bay Pirates.
He just absolutely turned it on.
Yeah, he definitely worked his way into the competition. Had a bit of a shaky start, but I think he definitely put on a great performance towards the end. And Rob McMullen, he might have just saved a big number here, so he's drawn a shot. And you want to be holding this. Jack McShane has one bowl left and a good track on Jack's backhand to sit and trail for 2. But only the one bowl remaining for both players.
Jack with a 5-shot lead on the last 3 ends was looking pretty good there too.
He might even go to with weight here, and I think he is.
What's weight, but that risky swinging weight. And it's going to hold out, Connor.
Yep, draw or drive. They don't listen to me.
And it's why I think, you look at when the English or Scottish come here to play in the BPL, they try and play that dinky little weight. Because I think in England, in Potters, does it swing when you drive? Or do you have to go big?
I haven't watched much.
We were talking about this. One to Rob McMullen. Yeah, we were talking about this. I can't remember who I was talking with, but they tend to try and play those swingy drives that just don't work. And I think in Potters, I've seen Paul Foster go absolutely bananas with his drives, and he's actually broken a couple of jacks, split him in half.
I have had people say Potters is different to anything we ever play on. I would like to have a game there to see why it is so different.
Have to get you over there, Connor.
Yeah. How do I qualify for one of these tournaments?
Head over to Perth.
Okay.
They've got their PBA event. Qualify through that.
Okay.
We'll get you over there.
Okay.
Ali Forsyth's actually going over. He went over to Perth and qualified.
So I need to defeat Ali Forsyth. Okay. Doesn't sound too bad.
I think it's a pretty hard task, to be quite honest. So Rob has the mat back. He's gone short again.
Is it Perth in Tasmania I'm going to, or WA?
No, WA.
Oh.
Is there a Perth down here?
Yeah, you would have... Oh, no, you wouldn't have come through it from Launceston Airport. There is.
Oh, there you go.
Just outside Launceston. It's always make the joke. So where are you going for the weekend? Perth. Oh, just up the road. No, WA.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
Yeah, nice little town.
So what is shaping as a really pivotal clash now? Well, that's big from Jack McShane. That's really good. Bit of a target for Rob to play to, though.
Yeah.
What is a really big match coming up later? Brett Wilkie against Max Kleinig. That's the last match that we're covering today, Connor.
Yep. I just want to say again, dinky weight displayed and hanging wide.
And no respot either, so that one's not going to quite come into play. Unless...
He gets it.
Yeah, you got to trail that jack a hell of a long way. And it's then got to stay in. And that wind is absolutely pummeling outside. Jack get him for a third. Not sure he's just sent it enough. Are we going to see Rob McMullen go with some big weight here? He's down 2.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. He's close. And he's cleared his own out.
He got rid of...
Did he get rid of one?
Got rid of one of
Jack's.
Jack's.
One of Jack's, yes, sorry.
So, has cut it down. He's probably only the one now. It looks deceptive on the screen.
Yeah.
Jack's front bowl looks like it's only mere inches in front, but it is probably a 2 foot and a half, and Rob McMullen's other bowl is just in front of Jack High. It's a good bowl.
Yeah, sorry, apologies. I got confused with the blue. Jack, can he put in a second? Goes 16-10 in front. The weight is looking okay. Just needs to stop. And I'm not sure that he has. Just the one. There's 4 big Australian singles events in terms of Bowls Australia run events. You've got the AO, the Indoors, the Australian Championship singles, and the Champion of Champions. Jack's already got one of those. This one, you got to win your way through, so you got to treat any chance that you get like gold, and it's the same with the Australian Championships as well. AO you can enter every year.
Has there been anyone that's won the quartet, like the Grand Slams?
Yeah, I don't know if Aaron Sheriff has got the Australian Championship singles. I know he's got 3. Kelsey Cottrell might have won the Champion of Champions. I'm going to check this now. This is the only one that I fear that Kelsey may not have won. So Kelsey's a weird one because she's won the World Champion of Champions and hasn't won the Australian event.
Karen Murphy?
It's Karen World she's won... Don't know if she's won the Australian singles.
AO.
No, Kaz, I think Kaz did win. No, but the Australian Championships.
Oh, yeah.
And Kaz actually hasn't won the AO singles. Brett Wilkie might have done it because I think he's won the Champion of Champions before.
So he's won the AO, he's won the Champions.
Brett Wilkie, 2011 Champion of Champions. He's won the indoors.
So has he won the Australian Championships?
That's what I'm going to check now. I don't know how far our honour roll goes on the website.
You've done a good job here, Val.
It doesn't go... He very well could have won it because we only have it back to 2017. So Aaron Sheriff actually does have the... There's the Oz champs. He's got the indoors. He's got the AO. The one he's missing is the Champion of Champions. But again, I think Omar does have a World Champion of Champions gold as well.
Yeah, he does.
Jack holding 2. So really interesting. There's those 4 big ones, and then if you throw the nugget in as well, sort of probably the 5 really big singles events.
Yeah.
And Jack was the winner of the gold nugget this year.
He was. It's like what the Avengers. You have Thanos trying to collect the Infinity
Stones. Yeah.
Stones.
Fine, I'll do it myself. They are still such good movies. Probably should have stopped, I would say, because, I don't know, the new era of Marvel hasn't been as good.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of the movies, but there's a bit of oversaturation now.
The TV shows have ruined it a little bit, and some of the new movies have just not hit the mark.
I think people are just getting tired of them.
Spider-Man No Way Home was good, just to deviate the conversation completely.
Oh, Spider-Man's great.
When all 3 came back. Spoiler alert. But
it's been out long enough.
Jack McShane. We're going to add another. He's all over it at the moment. Max Kleinig 17-4 in front of Ali Forsyth. Well, he's emerging as a dark horse. Brett Wilkie is enjoying himself out there as well. Well, it's not going to affect too much for Jack, but he would have liked to have added another in, but then there's the target, and what can Rob McMullen play to? I think backhand, he might be trying to sit his bowl in.
Yeah. It's taking a very wide line.
It's coming. It's coming. Just hasn't done enough. Probably moved his own bowl away in doing so. So I reckon we could be seeing Jack McShane reach the checkout zone.
And checkout.
Yep, so he's at the conveyor belts. He's unpacking the groceries. How long will it take him to get everything into the bags and in the trolley?
I've got a question saying, why have they only got one mat? It's far easier to have a mat at each end. Well, they do kind of have a mat at each end. Well, actually, they don't. But some people just prefer to carry mats a lot of the time as well.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, I'm a carrier.
You are?
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason, or just gives you something to do?
I don't know. You bowl and you just kind of pick up the mat and you walk, and rather than going back to chuck it back on the bank and then going to the bank at the other end and picking it up. I don't know. It's just, I just like doing it. I am wondering if we did steal one of their mats, because I did cover our cords with a mat and I just grabbed it from the rink.
Maybe we did. Maybe that's on you, Connor.
Oh well. I'm pretty sure I took it from rink 7 and 6. So
Actually, no, you did.
Yeah.
Yes. There's another one over on rink 7, really, if they did want one. So Jack McShane in the checkout zone within an end of victory. And he's put in a pretty nice one there.
strange how quick a game can turn on its head. We're talking about we had the close game.
Yep. Well,
not that long ago,
did.
but all the other rinks are still going. Apart from one. I know all the other rinks are still going. And we could be nearly the first off the green.
It is bizarre how things can change on a dime.
Yeah, and singles, it's much easier for that momentum to shift so much because there's only one player that kind of needs to change their form, where in fours, you kind of need all players getting on it, and if one can't turn their fortunes around, then you're not really going to make a comeback.
Jack just sneaking through. Still holding one.
Ali Forsyth next door just cleans the jack out and kills it. Is that what you were saying? Ali Forsyth plays with a lot?
Well, yeah, he's so prolific when he gets onto the drive.
And Rowdy, he has drawn a shot, so Rob McMullen looking to get back on the board. It's 2 ends in a row. Stopping Jack McShane from getting ever so closer to that 21 mark.
Really important end for Rob McMullen to try and win. Get some sort of ascendancy back. This is looking pretty handy from Jack McShane. And he's wrestled shot away. What's Rob got here, Connor? Just pulled up short. So one more to Jack McShane. He's now won 6 of the last 7 ends, Connor. And from 9-8 down, he's gone up 18-10. You're right, it's astonishing.
Momentum shifts are a big part of singles, and a lot of it's how you cope with that when things aren't going your way.
It's that sort of full-length McMullen has
Yep.
really struggled with. And, well, he gets an opportunity here because Jack's thrown the Jack into the ditch.
Yep. And he's bringing the mat
Yep.
right up.
I love it. I love it. Didn't even hesitate. Jack has travelled down with his parents, who go with him to a lot of events and support him. Jack's an only child, so they travel with him, and he's got a great support network. Really close with his family, and hails his success and credits his success to their support. How much they do for him.
I reckon this is closest to the shortest end we've had. Brett Wilkie has finished his game.
So he's in the sheds. We'll get the score for you. Or we can give you some women's scores before we do any of that because I've got the tab open. So round 2 sees Adele Pursehouse. She's gotten the job done 21-13 over Lorraine Donny. Kylie Lavis has come back to record a 21-18 win.
Wow.
Over Katrina Green. So it was 18-16. So Kylie led 15-11, went down 18-16, and won the last 3 ends of the match to win. So Kylie kicks off her campaign well. The other scores, Colleen Orr leads Karen Galia, 19-15. Ray Simpson, 16-11 over Natalie Lewis. So Brett Wilkie has won his match. We'll get the score for you. 21-12 over Sean Robertson. Lee Such leads Daniel Baker 20-13. Max Kleinig in the checkout zone 18-4 over Ali Forsyth. If you don't mind, reckon, well, someone's just picked up a 2. I reckon that might be Ali because he's got the mat. So 18-6 now.
That could be a huge matchup, the one we're doing later this afternoon. Brett Wilkie and Max Kleinig, the way things are shaping up.
And the way that's shaped up quite nicely for Jack McShane. I reckon he's in for shot. It's pretty close. But I reckon at the angles, looks as though it's him, and our marker says yes.
Rob just trailing through there. He did try to play it at Tassie weight.
A lot of these players will remain in Devonport. I know a lot of the players that play sides will arrive Tuesday, Wednesday. Western Australia arriving on Tuesday for sides next week. Some will just remain around if they're here already.
Nice little holiday.
Why not?
In between, on the northwest coast. Plenty of things to do.
Say that's 2 for Jack. Rob's playing that dinky Tassie weight. Wants it to hold. Might not, and he doesn't want to knock another one of Jack's in. It's... Oh, wow. Well, you apologise, but you take him.
Yes. I mean, you have to. It's in the rule book. So Rob McMullen gets another one.
It's 18-11. Rob wins just his second end of the last 8. Was down on a provisional scoreline of 20-10 before saving that.
So could we see another momentum shift? Rob McMullen is back on the short ends. Sometimes you just need a bit of luck to go your way, as we saw last end, and things can change.
This is coming back beautifully for Jack. That will do. I'm calling it.
I'm not 100% sure. Michael Andish, our ITO, has called it to measure.
I reckon it'll change by then anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen our second match. So Lee Such has won over Daniel Baker. Jack McShane. No doubting it now. That other bowl is out though. So just the one.
Rob switching hands here. I think he's looking that if he can trail it to his, it's not far off. I'm not sure. Still looks like one to Jack McShane from our 45. Well, she just got in the wrong angle from McMullen.
Pretty close.
It is very close, but I think it's sitting on Jack's bowl. As you can see, there were Rob's just a few inches off.
Jack with the last bowl, so he should, barring a catastrophe, get back on the board here.
Well, he doesn't want to pop it out. He doesn't want to make contact, because if he does, he could go 3 down.
Yeah. So very safe weight for Jack McShane. And he will move along to a 19-11 buffer. 2 off the victory. So we still kind of have the close one.
Well, what that means to Jack now is he can go back to ditch to ditch. And we've seen Rob has struggled on that length.
Forsyth has just trailed the Jack into the ditch next door and sitting pretty much right on it. He's down 20-5, so he's got a lot of work to do.
One of your specials, our Jack in the pit?
I wouldn't say it's a special. Works 5% of the time, maybe. I do enjoy it.
You do enjoy it.
And Ali is one of the best exponents of it. Ryan Bester, I think, is probably the best I've seen.
Dawn Hammond at Moama this year did a few times.
Yep. But Bester, what he did in the World Boss Championships final, the singles final against Gary Kelly in 2023, still beggars belief. And it was just a driving exhibition. It was such a close match. Whoever had last bowl was winning most of the time. Rob going with a bit of weight here. And the Jack has
bounced back on.
Come back on and
killed it.
Killed it. So we'll go again.
That's unfortunate for Rob, because he had that pretty much on the nose. It's the rinks here. I mean, the ditches must have a bit of a bouncy backing.
So Lee Such, 21-13 over Daniel Baker. 2 matches left at the moment. Next match scheduled to start at 11 a.m. We've got Katrina Green against Natalie Lewis. Streamed her son, Jaden Green, on Monday.
Yep.
South Australia.
12 years old.
Yeah, I could not believe that. So he was born in, as we said yesterday, 2013. We both finished year 12 that year. That doesn't make you feel old. I don't know what will. To put it into perspective, Roger Federer had won 17 Grand Slams when that kid was born. Quite incredible. Mark Webber had retired from Formula One.
So, Jack McShane's first and a bit wayward. He's been pretty much pinpoint accuracy on this length, and Rob McMullen capitalised on it.
Yep. Sure has. It's a nice starter from Rob. Do we have another twist in this tale like yesterday, Connor?
Similar scoreline.
Back Jack in to find something. Making its way down now. Fine effort, just not going to get there. It's funny because Jack's first bowl before Rob killed the end was right on the money.
Yep.
What has he done now?
I think Rob would have had that in his mind. He's like, well, he's getting close and he's going to hit it. If there's any shot from Jack now.
In these untimed games, he can.
Yeah. Any shot from Jack means he's one step closer to winning it. Yep. Two means curtains.
Jack finding the ditch, so chance for Rob to score a multiple. Got Max Kleinig still in front, 20-5 next door. Rob's just going to crash into Jack's, but it's going to do no harm, so he'll be back on the board, 19 shots to 12.
The only harm it did cause was he had a racing touch-up with that bowl, if he missed that.
But he's on the board, more importantly. Yep. 2 of the last 3 ends to Rob McMullen. Gives Jack a tiny bit of room. singles is such a brilliant format. Can't count down the clock. You got to win all the shots. And that's a nice little starter from Jack McShane. Perfect weight. Ali Forsyth, believe, has just netted a 2. It looks like he's bringing the mats right up next door, so 20-7 in favour of Max Kleinig. So I think Ali now, mat up, Jack on the tee. If he needs to drive and kill, he can. Bring his weapon into play if need be. Change of hands for Jack McShane onto the backhand. Holding one at the moment. If he holds another at some stage, it's game. One thing I don't like about being inside, Connor, is that all the under-18 teams, all the team managers were offering us lollies when we were outside yesterday.
Yeah, we're in the dark corner. Did anyone come up to us?
Nothing of the sort today. So can Jack put the pressure on this one? Add a second. Make Rob McMullen save the game. Just watching it. Has he got the weight? Line was spot on. Weight just a tad off. So might have to do it with his last. Swinging weight from Rob McMullen. Watching. Missing, just finding the gap. There was a whisker in that, so Jack McShane, a bowl, to win his first career match at the Australian Champion of Champions. All the weight's better this time. How's it going to swing in? Is it going to drop? I don't know if he's done it. I think we're going to be going one more at least. He'll have to wait a tad longer. 20-12 is the score. Ali Forsyth has just put the Jack in the ditch again. And he's sitting right on it again. Max Kleinig must be pulling his hair out.
Imagine if Ali Forsyth gets up here.
Saying, go away. It would be quite incredible if he did. There's just a tiny bit of room for Max to try and draw. Well, that's of course the match of the APL Grand Final.
Yep.
Max drew the shot for the Adelaide Endurance, and Ali drove it into the ditch.
Ali Forsyth, it's been a nuisance for Max Kleinig at the moment.
Especially if he wins this.
Saying, just go away. It's like when you're trying to get the midgies off.
Those darn midgies.
Hey, none here in Tassie.
Thank God for that, eh?
Well, not in this weather.
Well, that's not a terrible result for Rob McMullen. Saves game with that one. Anytime Jack does hold shot, he's holding game. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent when that's the case.
Yeah.
It's been quite a good match.
Yeah.
Ebbed and flowed. There's only been one score more than a 2.
Shaking hands over and
Max Klein must have drawn the shot. Well, there we go. Might have been more distance to the jack than I thought.
Rob McMullen might just say game again.
Yep. Not quite sure.
That is one to Rob McMullen.
It is. So, bit to do for Jack McShane halfway through this end.
There's no panic for Jack.
No.
He's drawn two pretty good bowls, and all he needs to do is touch that Jack around the corner.
So one bowl left each. Next match scheduled to start in half an hour's time. So Max Kleinig ended up getting the win 21-9. Brett Wilkie and Lee Such have also registered victories. The women, Ray Simpson, the only match still going, 19-15 ahead of Natalie Lewis. The other matches, Adele Pursehouse has beaten Lorraine Donny 21-13. Colleen Orrs beaten Karen Galia 21-15. Kylie Lavis has defeated Katrina Green 21-18. So Natalie Lewis and Katrina Green is our match up next. Looking forward to that.
So the ladder, how it stands in the women's at the moment would.
So there's, well, Colleen Orr and Ray Simpson looking like they might be the only ones to be undefeated so far. Natalie Lewis was 1-0. Whoever wins that Ray Simpson-Lewis match. Can Jack find the jack? He's pretty darn close. And he's found every single gap possible and then hit his own back bolt. Oh, that hurts. He was so close. I reckon he could smell the victory there.
So, Rob McMullen holding on one in a measure here. All he needs to do, he could add a third. If he's to add a third, it brings him only 5 shots away from Jack and makes this game very, very interesting.
We did get the close one in the end.
Yep.
Playing just on 2 hours. So Rob McMullen making its way down.
Close.
Very close. Rob McMullen.
He's taken the measure out for that second.
That is 2. So 20-14. Rob saved game on a couple of occasions. He's within 6. Absolute maximum of 7 ends to go, Connor.
Yep.
It's a bit of a murmur through this indoor rink. All of the under-18s have sort of made their way inside.
Yeah, once more people get in here, we can actually speak a bit louder.
Yeah, we can. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it was pretty loud last night when they were having their games.
During sides, I think we'll be able to.
Yeah.
And they'll be a little bit further along there. They'll only have 6 rinks going during sides. 3 from each state. Jack McShane. Well, that's number 1. Sitting right in front of the Jack as well. So no problems there. He'll be happy with that. Is that the decisive one?
Rob McMullen opened up beautifully, still 1 down, but it changes things. There's a lot of room now. He's hanging on by a thread, but...
Yep. He's hanging on, more importantly.
It's a strong thread. It's not like when your button's about to burst and the jumper or something. It's just holding on. And Jack McShane, he's just put another one on it. Half an inch off. Indicator butter marker. Don't think he touched. Though.
Geez, Rob isn't a mile away here.
Good spot if it stays on. It will.
You can see where the lip is and where the ditch commences. Jack, he'll want to just make sure of things, and it's going to come down to Rob's last bowl if Rob can't change it.
I think Rob just has to go with it. I mean, it doesn't matter if he loses 3 or 1.
He's going to come down and have a look. No, he's not. He's going to leer at it from halfway down the rink.
He's got the back one, drawing to perfection. It's just not a percentage shot.
Sort of that dinky weight. Rob McMullen to keep the match alive. And he's missed and knocked his back bowl in. Jack McShane wins his maiden match at the Australian Champion of Champions, the first of many you would think. Defeats Tasmania's at Rob McMullen 21-14 after what was a pretty enjoyable game to watch, Connor. And the youngster, the 20-year-old from New South Wales, makes his move at this competition after a first-up defeat to Ali Forsyth last night. He's well and truly entrenched in this. Brett Wilkie and Max Kleinig, both undefeated so far, the only 2 to be unblemished at the present time. So, Connor, thank you very much. You'll be back in 25 minutes' time for the match between Katrina Green and Natalie Lewis. Looking forward to that, Valfebo. And Connor Munnings signing off from Devonport.